Before I begin the video, I just want to flag, as always, that I am not a qualified financial advisor and nothing I say should be considered as financial advice. Hello, I'm the Geordie Saver and happy Sunday. So yeah, it's a nice sunny Sunday. I've just had a cup of tea, put some washing in that I'm gonna hang outside, and I thought I'll do a mortgage overpayment update video for March 2025. So at the end of February 2025, where we were was that we managed to get the mortgage at a balance below £100,000. That was a huge milestone for me and my partner because it's taken years of overpayments to get to this point. So I'm still feeling the elation of hitting that milestone, and I'll go straight into the figures. So started March with a balance of £99,732. The standard payment is the £510 because we are still on a mortgage rate of 1.16% up until the end of 2026. The overpayment was £149. So this was a mix of £100 standard overpayment that's just incorporated within the monthly payment that we pay our mortgage provider. And then the additional £40 odd was through autosave and referral bonus in Sprive, the mortgage overpayment app that I use. For people who are wondering about when I mentioned Sprive, there is a video that I've done which is linked in the description in this video, and I just explain what the mortgage overpayment app is. I mainly use it for the autosave feature, which just takes money from my bank account at like a set amount each month that I use as an overpayment. So I have a £25 bit that just comes from my bank account. So the interest that accrued in March was £98. So I think it was a goal of mine for a while, and it's a shame because I know my interest rate will inevitably go up when I remortgage. I always wanted to be in a position where I was paying less than £100 in interest per month, and then 2025 has been the year when I've hit that milestone. So £98. So I'm really happy about that. I mean, it's so small. I mean, when people look at these figures, they sometimes say, "Oh, what's the point in you overpaying your mortgage when you pay so little in interest?" And the reason is because this is short term, this interest rate. So if I then go up to a 3 or 4% interest rate, which I might do in just under 2 years' time, I will be going from paying kind of £98 a month to maybe £300 to £400 per month in interest. So I'm really enjoying making the most of this small low interest rate and overpaying so that it reduces the impact of a higher interest rate in the future. If you're wondering why February looks a bit odd that it was only £89, the reason is because my mortgage, like I think maybe a lot of mortgages do, is that the interest is calculated daily. So because February only had 28 days in it and March had 31, there was actually 3 extra days of interest that I paid in March compared to February. So if you ever see the February on these spreadsheets, it always looks a bit less than the other months, and that's the reason why. So the end balance is £99,171. So that means the balance paid off in March was £561, which is fantastic. So the total figures for the year so far is, I started with £101,387. My standard payment and my overpayment are there. You can see we've done nearly £1,000 in overpayment so far this year. The interest accrued has only been £286 because of that low interest rate. And that means that the balance paid off so far in the year is £2,216. So I just have some other stats. So I'll just move this here. So the balance paid off so far in 2025 is 2%. My total overpayment so far is £27,316, which is brilliant. And then the current mortgage end date. So at the moment, it's April 2043. That tells me on my mortgage app. Even though my mortgage overpayments go to reduce the term, because that's the preference that I selected. Again, that's my personal preference, not advice. The way my mortgage provider works is that it only updates your end date when you make an overpayment of £500 or more. So the overpayment I made this month of £149, it hasn't had any effect on the end date. What will happen is either at the next point I remortgage or the next time I overpay by £500 or more, you'll see the impact on that end date. But at the minute, the end date's April 43 and the original was March 47. So the overpayments have knocked 4 years off the mortgage term, and the mortgage term length as it stands now is 26 years. That's not what I've got left, because I've only got till 2043 left on it, but this is what how long I would have been paying the mortgage in total up until completion. So originally it was a 30-year term, but now it looks like it will be a 26-year term because of those overpayments. Yeah, what can I say about future? So at the minute, my priority has to be my emergency fund. I am debating, and I need to have a conversation with my partner about this, about what we do when we remortgage. So there's maybe a question about whether we'll have, the question is whether we reduce our term further when we remortgage. So we should have around £90,000 left on the mortgage when we come to remortgage at the end of next year. And the question probably is, do we want to remortgage for a mortgage term that is, say, 10 years or, a lot less, so that we have that fixed in? The risks that I can see from that is that if we were to lose our jobs, then, we've committed to paying a higher mortgage, monthly mortgage rate. I'm thinking that it would be, I've done my calculations, and if at the current interest rates, if we were to remortgage and it'd be 10-year mortgage at the end of next year, we would be paying back £900 a month instead of £500 a month. So obviously that extra money that we're putting towards it, that's locked in, wouldn't be there in case of emergencies. So that is a big negative of doing it, and that's probably the main reason I wouldn't do it. The main positive of it is like you are committed, so it means that we don't then take our eye off the mortgage overpayments, and then we've got it all locked in, and we know that mid-40s is our definite mortgage-free date, and then anything we can do additionally to that will mean that we might be mortgage-free a bit sooner. But we've got a while before we remortgage, and at the moment I'm swaying towards not putting that pressure on ourselves and maybe just changing our mortgage payment so that we do pay the £900 a month, but then because it's not set in stone, it means that if we were to lose our job, then we can scale that mortgage overpayment back. So I'll pause there. Let me know how your mortgage overpayments are going, if you're on that similar journey, or if you got any other comments on my video, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good weekend.